What's up, BoingVERT fans and members? Smash the like button if you want to dunk on somebody's head. Subscribe if you want to dunk on somebody's head, hang on the rim, and then kick them in the face. Okay, just joking. Listen, I was looking up vertical jump research, which is something I do on a regular basis, and I found this very, very fascinating study. And the fascinating study has to do with using transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS, which is basically a way to stimulate neurons in the brain. The way TDCS works is it doesn't make the neurons fire or not fire, but basically a neuron sits in a resting state. It's called the resting potential. And TDCS sends a very low electrical current to specific areas of the brain. And what it does is it nudges that resting potential to fire. It starts to nudge a neuron to fire, or it holds it back. When it fires, it's called depolarization. And when it doesn't fire, it's called hyperpolarization. Now, who am I to tell you this? I'm currently taking classes in cognitive neuroscience. Very fascinating stuff. I just was looking for vertical jump research, and this jumped out at me. This study jumped out at me, and it's from, I believe, 2019. So what these researchers did, they're from Northwestern University. They got a Halo neurostimulation TDCS device, and you can actually buy these things. You may have seen commercials for them by Halo. I think it's Halo Sport. They're around $400, and what they do is you wear them, and it sends the direct current stimulation into the brain, and when you're using it, it aids in learning. A lot of people are looking at this research to help stroke victims, to help people with schizophrenia even, bipolar disorder, depression. They're using TDCS in a lot of different ways, but we're concerned with vertical jump. Now, can you just put something on your head while you train that's stimulating the brain or urging neurons to fire and increase your vertical jump? Fascinating, isn't it? Well, let's look at what they did in this study, and we'll keep it simple. Background. This is what they write. Maximum vertical jump height relies on a combination of muscular, biomechanical, and neural factors. Elite athletes constantly optimize these factors as a part of their athletic training. Recent research suggests that the addition of transcranial direct current stimulation, TDCS, to a motor learning paradigm can improve muscle force production and multimuscular coordination through the optimization of the neural factors involved. You want to note here are things we've talked about in other videos. Improve muscle force production. If you go through the BoingVERT program, we talk about muscle force production all the time. And we also talk about muscle coordination, moving in a smooth way to get the most out of every jump. Great jumpers tend to have what you might call in mathematics an elegant solution to the problem of jumping. It's the least amount of movement to generate the most amount of height. It's one way of thinking about it. Basically what you're doing is you're not wasting any energy. Now, I want to make one point here. This is an early study, okay? And when you're looking at cutting edge research, the research is usually only one of one. There's one study that's done it. There are probably some other studies that point to what this study has found or will find, but it's one study and it's a small sample size. Usually when you're doing this stuff, you start with a small sample size, and if you find something there, you start to grow the research to see if there's something you can use and build upon, to see if there's something real happening. When you have a small sample size, you can't be sure that what you're seeing is real. The objective, they write, was to examine the potential benefits of incorporating TDCS into a vertical jump training regimen with Olympic ski jumpers. And you go, what the hell, man? I play basketball, I play volleyball, I'm not an Olympic ski jumper. That doesn't matter. These are the athletes they had to work with, and they're elite athletes, of course, but what they want to know is, can it translate into other sports? And listen, jumping is jumping, so the research here should translate if it holds up. So don't be dismayed that it's Olympic ski jumpers. They're still jumping, okay? And how they conducted the experiment, I'll keep it very brief. They took half the athletes, administered TDCS to them, and the other half, they didn't actually administer TDCS. So half of the athletes did get it, half of the athletes did it, and the groups had no idea who got what. Everyone thought they got it, if that makes sense, right? They did the TDCS training 3 times a week for 4 weeks. And again, it was using that Halo Neuroscience neurostimulation system. And what they were measuring was net impulse. That's the total ground reaction force over time. That's something we focus on in BoingVERT. And tortuosity entropy. Now, what that means is they were quantifying deviations from a smooth jump. They were seeing if the athletes were getting more coordinated when they were jumping. Now, what were the results? They were actually training, remember, with this device on, with the TDCS on. It was on their head while they were doing the vertical jump program. Wish they were doing BoingVERT. They would have had crazy results. But they did this program with the TDCS on. What did they find? The athletes who had the real TDCS on improved their net impulse significantly faster compared to the sham TDCS. 8% per week versus 0.07% per week. Let me repeat that. 8% per week, 8% per week versus 0.07% per week. It's an enormous difference. Participants also improved their tortuosity entropy significantly faster when training with TDCS compared to the sham TDCS. 5% per week versus negative 1.6% per week. So they got smoother, more coordinated. These are awesome results. Imagine when you buy BoingVERT, you could also buy a TDCS stimulation system and it would add extra inches to your vertical. By training your brain, you increase your vertical jump. What do they conclude then? Well, just what I said. The results support the addition of TDCS to a jump training program to accelerate improvement in elite athletes. Future research should explore the benefits of TDCS on other athletic training programs with larger sample sizes to further characterize the possible benefits of TDCS as an athletic training intervention. Now that's fascinating, isn't it? I should call Halo and tell them we should team up so I can sell it to you guys as I sell BoingVERT, because man, if that works, what a benefit to do a vertical jump training program while you're training your brain to increase your jumping potential. Fascinating research. Again, it's early, small sample size, but something about it rings true, doesn't it? Listen, we have the new BoingVERT training system coming very soon. I'm so excited about it. It's called BoingVERT BFH. You know how Elon Musk is building big effing rockets, his big Falcon rocket? Well, he wanted to say big effing rocket. Well, BoingVERT's going to give you big effing hops, BFH, big freaking hops. It's something we've been studying for a long time, a lot of new stuff in it. And I'll tell you something else. So the thing we noticed in home training programs, and we're doing this for fitness as well, in home training programs, most people who buy it don't finish it. They get motivated at the beginning and then they don't finish. They fall off. In the new BoingVERT program, every day is going to have mental training to keep you motivated. Who am I to give you mental training? That's what I do. I don't just own BoingVERT. I own basketballbrain.com. I train athletes' minds. I help them bring out their potential. I'll keep you motivated. So the program will not just be a vertical jump training program. You can log in. We're going to train your mind so you stay motivated throughout the program. If you need anything, just ask us. We're the most innovative, explosive training company on the market, and it's not all we do. We also train your mind. We're always looking at the new research. We read thousands of research papers every year looking for little things that can really enhance vertical jump performance. You don't know this, but there are researchers at universities doing tons of vertical jump research. So they're trying to find how can you maximize a human being's body to get them as explosive as possible. And BoingVERT is constantly looking at this research, doing a little bit of our own. I shouldn't say formal research, but a lot of clinical experience. We work with athletes. We see what helps them jump higher. These other programs, I don't think do that, okay? I know they don't do that. I've looked at all their stuff. So anyways, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. I know this was a little bit nerdy, but I just found it so fascinating that you can stimulate your brain and somehow jump higher.